Merry Christmas. I'm Pastor Tarpey, pastor of Christ Community Church. And from our church to you, we want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. Today is Christmas Day, and I wanted to share just a brief devotional for you, maybe help you to remember the reason for Christmas and the reason for the season. In Isaiah's prophecy, there's this part of it in the beginning of chapter 1 that introduces this idea that God is not happy with the celebration of the festivals and the feast days. Now, all of the festivals and the feast days were supposed to remember something that God had done in the lives of the people of Israel, in the lives of God's people. Christmas is a lot like that. Christmas is a day in which we commemorate and remember how God came to us, how God met us in our space-time continuum, and then he transformed it by the life of Jesus and the death and the resurrection of his son. And it's an important thing to remember. In Isaiah, the problem is that they were using the festivals and the feast days as occasions to sin, occasions to do evil. And in fact, he writes to them, he says, "Your new moons, your festivals, and your appointed feasts, I hate with all my being. They become a burden to me." I can only imagine how over 2,000 years, the celebration of Christmas in some households and some even Christian lives has maybe become something that God detests, something God hates, because instead of using it as an occasion to remember the Savior, to remember Christ and to celebrate and worship the King, used it as an occasion for evil, used it as an occasion for self-gratification, or used it selfishly. Today, I just want to, on this Christmas day, to take a second and just to remind us to remember the reason for the season, to remember the Savior who came to us from heaven. I think one of the easiest ways we can do this today is to remember the meditation of Mary, who's put forth as an example for us. Mary, when the angels came and speak to the shepherds, and the shepherds meet Mary in Bethlehem, after that whole thing, it tells us that she thought about these things and pondered them in her heart. I think that's something that we can learn from on Christmas. Is maybe in the midst of all of the holiday traditions, in the midst of all of the fun that we have and the presents and the celebrations with family, is to slow down and just to think and to meditate upon Jesus and the meaning of these things, allowing the day and the occasion to kind of wash away as we remember the reason for the season. So don't let this day pass without thinking and slowing down and really meditating on what it means that Jesus came to us and what it is exactly that we celebrate today. Again, from me to you and your family, Merry Christmas. I pray that this is a very special holiday for you, filled with joy and excitement.